Okay, hello everybody out there. It's time for another live stream. We're going to try and do this. I tried to do it a bunch of times last night, but I couldn't get a stable connection. Hopefully, we keep a stable connection tonight. As always, as you know, I am streaming from mainland China, so if the connection does go out, I will try to reestablish it. Sometimes we have to do like a part one and part two, but I'm very much excited to do this live stream with you guys today. Bear with me. I hope the connection is solid. You should be able to hear me out there. As always, my live streams are brought to you by fcustom.com. You can see here, fcustom.com, where you can get custom-made jerseys, basketball, baseball, football. I have mine here. You can see here, back here. They sent me this one in my LA Dodgers, which we'll talk about again tonight. And they make great gifts. And if you hit the link below, you can get 10% off an additional 10% off the price. And Christmas is coming around the corner. And again, you can get these customized any way you want. And yeah, it's really cool. Check them out. Okay, once again, that's fcustom.com. All right, that out of the way. So much to talk about. Okay, everything seems to be good. Hopefully the connection is solid. We'll find out. I have not been in the public world much in the last few days, last week or so, because I have been fighting a cold. I'm feeling better tonight, but you can still hear it in my voice. I've got my deep, sexy voice right now. And if you're a teacher, you know that this happens every year when you get back into the classroom. There's all these germs going around, and beginning of the fall, man, everyone seems to get sick, and I always get a cold the first part of the term. The term is now, for me, I think they're in their 8th or 9th week total, but for me, I'm only in my 3rd week, and I've been working my butt off, man. I really have. My colleague has still not returned from England. He was in the process of renewing his Z visa to get here. Unfortunately, though, just in the last few days, China has closed the borders once again to people from certain countries, including England, because the coronavirus has gotten a little out of control there. And we anticipated this. We kind of knew this was going to happen, and we also anticipate as things get worse in certain countries to have more restrictions placed on other countries. So it looks like I'm all alone here for the term, teaching all the students, and we'll see about next term if things can turn around. There's some promise with vaccines and everything. We'll see what that happens. I hope, I hope things get turned around really fast. Let's talk about the Dodgers real quick. Forgive me, I got to go through my baseball, John. So I've been waiting over almost 32 years, since 1988, for the LA Dodgers to win the World Series. And I followed every game and every pitch. And I had some classes to teach in the final World Series, but I did catch the last 2 innings, and I went crazy. And my phone went nuts, and my Facebook went crazy about everyone out there celebrating in LA. So congratulations to the LA Dodgers, and here's to all of my fellow baseball fans. All the teams we played during the playoffs were fantastic, and I honestly thought Tampa Bay was a very, very good opponent, and it was a wonderful series to watch. Really, really emotionally highs and lows. I was so stoked to be part of the World Series again, and just over the top that we won. I wish I could have been there to celebrate with all of my friends in LA, but on the other side of the world, there's a big Dodger fan who is elated, and now I just have to go through the long winter of waiting for baseball seasons to start up again next year. All right, I had to talk about that, guys. Sorry. Let's talk about my weekend. Because I've been fighting a cold, I didn't work too much this weekend. Instead, I just slept and relaxed. And on Sunday, I was actually invited to go down to Wuguishan, the township of Wuguishan, not the mountain. I was invited over to a friend's house for lunch. And this family, it's a family of four, or excuse me, a family of three, and there was a neighboring kid that came over as well. They cooked me dinner, or they cooked me lunch, and it was fantastic. I took some video of it. It was in this high rise, this random floor of a high rise, and I don't get home cooked meals very often, especially home cooked Chinese meals. The minute I walked into that house, I had never met these folks, and they welcomed me in. The little girl, she's like 12 years old. She came over and brought me some tea, and they said, "Have a seat." The little boy, he's maybe 14 years old. His name is Curry because his favorite basketball player is Steve Curry, and he immediately started talking to me in English, was practicing his English, and it being a Sunday, he was busy doing his math homework, and I looked over at his math homework, and I'm like, damn, that's some difficult math. It was like trigonometry, and he was just going through it like it was nothing, and I looked at it, and I was completely lost by it, so it was very impressive. The lunch was great. It was wonderful conversation and incredible food. These folks are from Hunan, so there was a little bit of spiciness, yet also some Guangdong kind of fish involved. I got my fill. It was a very, very nice thing this family did for me. And after that, the township of Wuguishan is right next to Sanxiang, which is famous here in Zhongshan for their hot springs. There's a couple of hot springs resorts down there. And so I spent the afternoon with a friend at the hot springs and soaked all afternoon and into the evening and in a hot tub, my aching body. And I think it did me well. I think it was good for not just my body, but my soul to relax a little bit, and got super, super dehydrated, but I slept like a baby that night. Over the weekend, I was not staying here at the college. I rented an apartment downtown. I took some video of this as well. I'll share it with you all. It should be pretty interesting, I think. I've been staying in hotels, but the hotel that I normally stay at is under renovation, and I don't know when it's going to be open again. I tried staying at a Lavande, and it was okay, but not great. About 200 RMB a night. The Hilton is down there, but I don't get a discount at the Hilton. They do give me upgrades, but I don't need a big room, so it's kind of still a waste of money, I guess. So instead, I rented an apartment, and I'd done this before a few years ago. It was this little studio, little one-bedroom apartment, 3 nights, right there downtown, and the price was very good. It was less than 200 RMB a night, like less than $30 a night for an apartment with a kitchen and a full bath and, a sofa and a TV and cable TV. It was wonderful. And I thought that was very, not only economical, but very comfortable. And I think I'm going to do it again. This is in the same building I'm thinking of getting a studio in for this channel, because the connection here at the college isn't very good. So I'd like to get a studio for this channel. But I'm going to do a different building maybe this weekend or the weekend after. No, the weekend after. I've got a special trip that I'm planning on doing next week. I'm confirming tomorrow if I can get the time off, but I might be going to a neighboring province to climb a mountain and sleep overnight. That's going to be exciting. Okay, who's out there? If you're out there, say hello to me. All right, so we have Steve's on. Have you had the flu jab? I have not gotten the flu shot yet. It would probably behoove me to get one. It's very easy. They have a clinic here at the college. I can probably go get one. So that's something I should do, definitely. Get the flu shot. Who else is on? John Smith. Hello, John. Thank you for joining me. I hope the connection is good. I can never tell on my end. Okay. But what else is going on? Iceman's on. Hey, Iceman. Thanks for joining me, brother. Good to see you again. I know it's about 11:20 at night. Some of the kids are still playing video games right now, so I'm hoping the stream is good. I tried to do this last night in the from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. This whole campus comes alive. People are out running on the track. People are banging drums, they're doing dancing, they're yapping, they're talking, they're yelling and screaming, they're doing their laundry. It's crazy, really. And then at 10 o'clock, everyone goes inside and starts to quiet down. But that's the same time when everyone's streaming Douyin and, on their little video games on their computers. And that's when the stream just goes terrible. But this late at night, not too bad. I do have to wake up early in the morning, though, to teach. Also this week, I'm doing another Date with Paul event. I haven't done a Date with Paul event in a while. I've done some videos about them in the past. Basically what this is like a Western dinner etiquette, high-end kind of thing where, I wear a suit and, students dress up and we go to a very fancy restaurant and we do Western dining etiquette, which is not an easy thing to do. It's a lesson, but to set it all up, it takes an awful lot of work to get with the chef and do the menus and get the settings all right. It's a high-end kind of dining etiquette, but this one's going to be different. This one's going to be a date with Paul at a bar. So we're going to go to a cocktail bar. If you don't know, I used to be a bartender. I went to bartending school, and I've always worked part-time as a bartender all through the years. I haven't been behind the bar in many years, but I understand mixology. I know how to make some pretty killer cocktails, and I can sling beer like anyone else. So that's what this one's going to be. This is going to be a lesson at a cocktail bar, kind of a pretty decent little cocktail bar on cocktail etiquette, bar etiquette, Western bar etiquette, and I plan on doing a video about that as well. I had there's a lot of people coming on here. That's great. Thanks, good connection. Tuesday, actually. Yes, it is Tuesday. I'm sorry. Yes, it is Tuesday. I need to change that. Thank you for reminding me, guys. Okay, so let me change that. It is not Monday night live. Because, again, I tried to do this stream last night. It didn't work. So it is Tuesday night live. All right. Thanks, Jonathan, for doing that. All right, I've updated it, so I should say Tuesday night live now. All right. Paul, is your logo U.S. military logo? I've seen it before. No, it's not. It's a custom logo. It's actually my tattoo here that I have here. It's a compass rose, which is, the nautical, compass rose, north, south, east, west. And then I've got a nautical helm around it because back when I was younger, I used to be a sailor. And I love sailing. I love the ocean. I love boats. So I got this tattoo when I was 22 years old. I got it in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan when I was in the service. And so that's where the logo comes from. I've custom made that one for myself. A lot of people will look at it and say it looks an awful lot like the NATO logo, and it does. The NATO logo is very, very similar, but it's very special to me, the logo. So it's a great question. That's the history of my logo. Good question, though, man. No, it's not U.S. military. I had thought about getting. I don't have a U.S. military tattoo. I have got these two tattoos. Okay, so I got story. Let me tell you a story. Okay, so this one I custom drew. I drew this one myself. And this one has a lot of very special meaning for me throughout my life, not just for sailing, but it is a constant reminder to always move, to always travel, to always walk about, to always explore. And that's kind of why that logo has become the logo of my channel. This other one here is just a tribal armband, and I got this one late at night. I was in the service at the time. I can't remember where I was. No, I was in Bishkek. Yeah, I was in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. Same thing. I think. I can't remember. Yeah, I think it was. But I do remember we were going out late at night with the guys, and it was a time in Kyrgyzstan where we were allowed to go into the city in our civilian clothes. If you don't, Kyrgyzstan is above Tajikistan, just south of Kazakhstan, and just west of Xinjiang, China. And I was stationed there for a little while. And when I first got there, we were allowed to go into the town in our civilian clothes on our off day. We had to get special permission to do it and everything, but we could go down there with a guide and walk around and, go to the Doido market and walk around downtown. We went out and had a steak dinner and we had a few drinks. And before we went onto the base, the base was right next to the Manas International Airport, which is the main airport for Bishkek, which is the capital of Kyrgyzstan. An amazing country, an amazingly beautiful race of people. I got to tell you, I've been all around the world, and the Kyrgyz people are the most beautiful people I've ever met. I mean, physically beautiful. I mean, they've both the women and the men. They're just a gorgeous race of people, and it's a very mixed place as far as religion goes. There's the Russian Orthodox and Muslim, and a couple other ones there. You have blonde, blue-eyed people walking around, and you have very East Asian-looking people, but you also have this South Asian influence, almost like a Middle East influence that kind of comes up as well. And they've all mixed together in this country, and they're just an amazing bunch of people in a beautiful country with a rich history, a nomadic history. Oh, I absolutely loved it. Anyways, we went out drinking, had a few drinks. I wasn't too drunk. I was young. I was having fun, We were allowed to drink. There was no problem with that. We weren't breaking any rules. Next to the airport was this giant abandoned hotel. It was built as a hotel. And inside this hotel, it wasn't really abandoned, but there were some small businesses in the hotel. There was there was a florist. There was a couple of, clothing shops. There was a pool hall. I remember that. You can go there, you get like a foot massage kind of thing. And there was a tattoo parlor. And I remember there was no working elevator in this place. It was really old and gnarly. And the tattoo parlor, I think it was on the third floor. So we walked up these concrete stairs to the third floor. And there was like a guard there. And we asked the guard, hey, where's the tattoo guys, And this tattoo place had been checked out by the health and safety folks at the base. And so they were cleared as far as cleanliness and safety. So this is where all the troops were going to get their tattoos. And he said, okay, walk down the hallway, but stay to the right. Because if you walk on the left side of the hallway, you will fall through the ceiling. I'll never forget that. Just, okay. So stay to the right. We'll fall through the floor. So stay to the right. Walk in. I mean, it's just this crappy hallway that's just dirty and dark and dingy. And then we walk into this beautiful tattoo parlor. It was really, really nice. And the guys there were really cool. And that's where I got the tribal armband. I picked it off the wall. Yeah. I do want to get more tattoos. I thought about getting a military tattoo, but at my age, I don't know if I should or shouldn't. There's more to that story I can share with you guys some other time. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Where is everybody tonight? Where is everyone hailing from? Okay, let's talk about the election. I got to tell you the story of the election, of where I was. As everyone else in the world, I was anticipating it. I was a Biden supporter. I've never been a fan of Trump. I've made that very clear. When the election went down, we all knew it wasn't going to get called. But I think just like every other American, I was glued to the news for like 4 or 5 days. I mean, I kept on looking at refreshing the page, and, watching the news. And I think, I think one of the late night comedians said it great. He said something like, it was the world's greatest unboxing video. And it really felt like that. When I was asleep, it was about 5 o'clock in the morning. And I was asleep, and my phone started blowing up when they called the election for Biden, the media. And I couldn't go back to sleep. was so excited. And then I watched Biden's um, speech that he gave that night. And I got to tell you, it was great. It wasn't too long, wasn't too short, but I think the message was very clear, and I appreciate the message. I've been in China now for 5 years, and I got here under Obama, and I was a fan of Obama. And at that time, things were great. Everyone was friendly. Things were going well in both of our economies. There was a lot of friendliness, and I felt very welcome here. And then I remember during the election between Hillary and Trump, and everyone here thought Hillary was going to win. I think most people thought that, right? And so everyone was kind of a fan of Hillary here. They didn't know who Donald Trump was. Nobody really knew who Donald Trump was. So I remember during the primaries, I kept on saying, look, this guy, Donald Trump, this is who he is. He's this, real estate guy, and he's very rich, and he's very, very well known because of, TV. He's kind of a pop culture kind of guy, pop culture icon, if you will. That's how I saw him. I saw Donald Trump as a pop culture icon. But he's running for president, and he's got all these crazy ideas, and he's going to be very, very harsh towards China. He's going to be very, very aggressive towards China, and this is going to affect everyone here. And so I try to tell him that, look, you guys need to know who this person is because he is winning. And there's a very good chance that he could win the presidency. I thought for sure Hillary was going to win. I was shocked when Trump won. But all of a sudden, everyone started asking me questions. What did this mean? What did this mean? And for the last 4 years, that's all I get is, why are you doing this? Why is the country doing this? What's happening here? What does he mean by this? And it's been exhausting trying to be a proud American and defend my country and my culture when I don't disagree with a lot of the policies that are being thrown out there. It has been really, really hard. I keep telling them that, this is not just my students, but just random people I run into, my friends, even my employers, that, we have a president and it's, his policies, but that doesn't mean that the entire country and all the people feel that way. And most people understood that. Nonetheless, it has been a very, very harsh 4 years for both of our countries, especially China and American relations. I think everyone can agree with that. It has been a difficult, trying time, and I've been living through it on the front lines in this country. I see this as an opportunity, Biden's election, as an opportunity to hit the reset button, to try to turn the corner, if you will, and move back towards, I don't want to say a state of a perfect relationship. I mean, I don't think it'll ever be perfect. But at least I think we can start to move in the right direction. We've been decoupling, and I think that's bad for both countries, and I think that's bad for the whole world. We are still going to have problems, but now I think we have an opportunity to work these out in an amicable way. And I think that's what Biden, just that a new leadership, will provide. At least that's what I'm hoping. And the one thing that really struck me in his speech was a quote. It sounded very Kennedy-esque, ask not what you can do, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. He had the I guess the syntax in the speech was very similar. He said, "We will lead not by the example of our power, but by the power of our example." And that really hit home with me. He's been saying it a lot in his stump speeches, but for some reason during this speech, that moment was everything to me. I really felt that was what we should be doing. And like I said, we're still going to have issues. We're still going to have problems, just like all married couples do. But at least we will have adults in the room, and we can work towards finding solutions in a professional manner. That's what I'm hoping for. So when this happened, I actually became kind of emotional. I won't lie. It was such a breath of fresh air to hear. And this is not against any Trump supporters because I have friends and family who are Trump supporters, and I understand why they support Trump, and I understand their feelings about where they want the country to go, what they stand for as far as their values. I totally get that, and I understand that. That's the amazing thing about America that I've always celebrated is this clash of ideas. I tend to be a little bit more liberal, but there are some things that I am conservative about, and I definitely see things from their perspective. So one thing to keep in mind is that the Republicans did very well in this election. It wasn't just a landslide. Both parties did very, very well. And I think the country is going to be better off with new leadership, but there's still going to be checks and balances so that one party doesn't run away with it. I think that that's a very healthy thing. And Biden has a reputation of being someone who can work with the Senate. I mean, during the Obama administration, he was always the guy going to the Hill and talking with the Senate and congressmen. He's got a lot of friends there. People tend to like working with him, and I'm very optimistic, cautiously optimistic about what's going to happen there. And I got emotional about that because finally, maybe over the next 4 years during the Biden administration, we can turn the corner and move in a better direction between our two countries. Not just for the benefit of our peoples, both in America and in China, but for the world. Lead by the power of our example. I think both countries, China and America, have an opportunity here, a unique opportunity, and I hope we don't squander it. So that's what I want to say about that. Okay. Who else is out there? Let's see. You should give us a heads up for your live stream so everyone knows. Iceman, I'd love to give a heads up. Many people have asked me to do, a heads up, but here's the deal. I don't have a regular connection, and I never know. I've tried to do this in the past. I've always tried to say, okay, I'm going to do a live stream at this time, and everyone should be ready. And then the connection is bad, and I can't get on, and that happens so much. So if I have time and I'm sitting at my desk and I have energy to do a live stream, I'll do it. But it's really dependent on the connection. And here at the college in my old apartment, when all the students are around, it's not stable enough. It just isn't. I'm talking about my regular Wi-Fi connection. It's very difficult to do work here of any kind. Just getting on WeChat. I use the 4G because that seems to be more stable than the actual Wi-Fi that's connected here. And of course, all of this goes through the Wi-Fi. So that's why I can't do that. So if I get the studio downtown, which I'm thinking of doing before Christmas, it'll be my Christmas present to myself for the next year. Then I will have a very stable connection, and I can do a regular live stream and do a lot more work when it comes to this channel. It's very difficult to do work for this channel at my desk here at the college. Not just the noise, but again, the unstable connection. So that's why. Uh, 2016, I was in China. I bet all of my coworkers Trump will win, and I did. And his time, I bet Biden will win again. Well, I'm happy for America, and I'm very optimistic, as I usually am, about the future. You're so right. Reset button. I hope that's the thing. Okay. The bet was 2,500 beers. My God. It's not a very healthy bet. I bet my buddy, thought Trump would win, and we bet a barbecue. So he has to break out his. I have lost so many bets to my buddy in the last 6 months, that I owe him probably 2,500 beers, to be honest. But this is the one that we've had this ongoing bet for over a year. And I told him, hey, break out the barbecue, buddy, because you're going to be cooking me some Australian beef. Yeah, 100% believe Biden is wrong for America. I respect your opinion. I really do. I believe Biden is great. I think Biden's going to be very good. You know, again, that's the beauty of being Americans. Like I said, and I'd like to get back to healthy debate. I mean, I have friends and I have family who disagree with me. And I love that we can have debate about policy without getting personal. And that's what I'm hoping we can have again. Watching the debates this year was really, really tough to do. Trump is not a fun guy to watch debate. I went back and I watched the 2012 debates, some highlights of it. It was Obama and Romney. And Romney's a guy that I actually have a lot of respect for. As a candidate for president, I thought he made a pretty decent candidate. I just liked Obama a little bit better. And there were some things that Romney I didn't like. So I voted for Obama at the time. But going back and watching those debates, it was policy. It was foreign policy. It was domestic policy. It was tax policy. It was intellectual on both ends. And I really want us to go back to that. And that's what I saw in the Biden speech. It was all the Biden speeches. It's just more policy and ideas. Whether or not you agree with it or not, it's substance. And that's what I love. That's what I want to talk about. Yeah. 2020 is a crazy year. No, the election is not official yet. I know that, but the media has called it. And for all those who say, when has the media ever called? The media has always called it because they look at the facts and then they look at the numbers and they report the numbers. That's what they do. The numbers are being officiated and everything will be set. What? Next week? I think it's before December 9th. I can't remember the exact date. But I think safe to say that, Biden won the election. All this conspiracy crap about fraud and all that kind of stuff, I don't buy a single bit of it. Not a single bit. Obama will be back in 2024 against Pence or maybe Trump. I think Obama's done. I don't think Obama wants to be president again. You just look at what 8 years of President Obama did. It aged him. I mean, he's happy. He's making a ton of money on the lecture circuit and writing books, and he's got his little TV deal. I don't think he wants to go back and serve as president again. No way. But he's still a huge part of the party and still a huge part of American politics and public policy. Obama's an important guy. He'll be around a lot. And by the way, so will Trump. When Trump leaves, he ain't going away. He's still going to be a huge part of American politics. Huge. You won't be able to shut him up. He'll still have his buddies on Fox News. There's talk about him making his own network. He's got millions of followers on Twitter. He ain't going away anyway. He's going to make a ton of money on the lecture circuit. He's going to write books. Yeah. Trump's going to be around for a long, long time. And his ideas will be disseminated and believed in and be around for a long, long time. Hope I will respect America again. I hope so. I really do. I see it firsthand. It's not just here in China, but every country I've gone to and all the other expats from all around the world here. As an American, many of them have laughed at America and they laugh at Trump. And they've said to me things. This is a great video that I was hoping to share with everybody. And I lost the raw footage. It really was going to be a great video. This video was in Huizhou. We went ATV riding in the mountains. I went to a great art gallery. I had some incredible food. I did some, drone footage. I was so looking forward to that. It was with my friend Mono, who was in the last video, and I lost all the raw footage. And I don't know where it is. I think I might have accidentally deleted it. I'm so heartbroken about that. So after this live stream, the next video is going to be a hotel video about the La Meridian here in Zhongshan. I finally finished it. Excuse me. And it will be coming out soon. I did not give it a good review, so this is not going to be a good review. It's a beautiful hotel, but it's a facade. It's very rough around the edges, this hotel. So be on the lookout for that if you like hotel videos. 2 weeks, I'm going to the Guangzhou Auto Show. My buddy Gene from Jamaica Funk just went to the Shanghai Auto Show, made a great video about that. So if you're interested in Chinese cars, go check out his channel. I'm going to be doing something similar when the auto show leaves Shanghai and comes here to Guangzhou. They come here next weekend, and then the following weekend I'll actually be going to the show and doing some video, because in the last auto show here in Zhongshan, which is a small town, 3.5 million people, but it's a small city by Chinese standards, not all of the brands were represented. So there's an awful lot of car brands that I'd like to share with you all, and I know they'll all be at the Guangzhou show, including some new ones. So I'm excited to share that with you. Again, next week I am planning a trip to Jiangxi, which is a province. It's just east of Hunan and Changsha, a mountain called. Going camping up there, maybe spend 2 nights. I take the train up. Again, I am planning this right now. I will hopefully have everything confirmed by tomorrow or the next day, and that will be an epic trip. It'll be a 3-day trip. I'm very excited for that. Also, the registration on my car is due, and I don't know how to re-register my car. So this is going to be something that I got to learn. It's due in about 2 months. And you have to get an inspection done. You have to clear your points and pay the fees and make an appointment. Now, I've never done this before, so I am going to have to learn it. And it's going to be a trial and error thing. I have a friend that's going to be helping me. But for the most part, it's one of those things that I want to try and do on my own as much as possible. And I plan on making a video of it. I made a video about buying a car here in China, a secondhand car. I was able to take care of the insurance and, get it all fixed up. And then it's running great. And I have no issues with this car. I love it to death. I use it every day. This is the next step is, okay, how do I re-register it? How do I get it re-inspected? So that's going to be another one. The car videos are great. I love doing the car videos. I want to do like a Doug DeMuro type of thing with the car videos, but as it is now, I'm so busy I don't have time to do that. But I think it would be fantastic. I need to find a friend here to help me with some translations and setting up the appointments and stuff. I can do it for Havel. I can do it for Cherry. I have connections there. But there's all these other brands out there that I have no connections with. And aside from me just walking in and saying, hi, this is me. Can I drive your car around and film it? That's at the dealerships. But I don't want to just do that. I want to do used cars. So cars that people drive every day. People have been driving for 5-6 years, mostly the Chinese brands, of course. And so it's just a matter of me walking up to people and saying, hi, my name is Paul. Can I film and drive your car around? I think it would be a popular series. It's something that I'd like to do, but I think I'm going to wait to do that until after I get the studio downtown so that I can have a dedicated place to work that has a good connection. And is not, because as it is now, I leave every day to go to the coffee shop to work, and because it's just too dang loud here. The construction is off the rail. It's before they were getting everything set. Now they've gone vertical on the structure all around me, and they're out there they're not supposed to start working till 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay, that's like the rules, right? But they're out there at